We're talking here right around high tide, approaching high tide in Nahant, at the wharf in Nahant with Rob Tibbo, the Harbormaster here in the town of Nahant. And Rob, these water levels, what we're seeing here, take us through. What are we looking at here today?
This is a tide unlike anything we've seen for many years now. We've had a lot of good storms over the years, especially going back to the storm of '78. This is as bad as anything I've ever seen. We've got a situation now with boats that are stored here where blocks are being removed that support them, stands to support them are being removed. So we're just making circles around the lot here, trying to make sure that everything is secure and not going to cause a bigger issue as far as damages.
Rob, what about the levels you're seeing here at the wharf building, which normally is well above a high tide here?
Well, you know what? It's a perspective of someone who's lived here for as many years as I have. Is that we are, on average, on a high tide, higher than I've ever, remember it when I was a kid. And on a daily basis, it is consistently higher than I remember it over historically. The bottom line today is that not only do we have a high tide, but we've got quite a storm surge because of the wind direction and the seas coming in at us. I expect that when I get into the Harbormaster offices, I'm going to find that floorboards have been lifted up and pushed up, and we could have some water damage in there because the water is literally hitting the bottom of the building, which normally you can stand up underneath if you're in a boat. Even at the highest tide, you can still stand up and not have a problem. So we're going 5-6 feet over normal right now.
All right. So you alluded to the boats here that are stored for the winter here. What are we looking at? What are the concerns here again?
Okay, so we've got these boats are all on temporary stands for the winter. And this wave motion underneath them tends to push the stands out of their position, giving them the opportunity to tip over. There are also large wooden blocks underneath the keels of these boats, and we've had several examples where the wood blocks have been pushed out from underneath the boats, basically leaving them suspended on these stands. If one were to go over, the best of luck is that it would lean against its neighbor and we'd be able to push it back up again. But if it should go deeper than that, if it should fall directly to the ground, then we have to bring a crane in to have it lifted.
My feet just got wet, Rob. All right. Anything else you want to share with us or can share with us?
You know what? I've had a lot of great cooperation from people who are boat owners that typically store their prams and such down here. In most cases, they've got them out of here as asked. We still have a few that haven't. And we're going to be following up with them as far as getting their equipment out of here, because basically it's not just your equipment that gets damaged. If your pram drifts over, such as that one over there, and hits a neighbor's boat, then you could be liable. You've been asked to move it, you're not supposed to have it here, so we're asking everybody to continue that cooperation.
Are you hearing any other news from around town away from the wharf?
I've heard of breaches in several locations. I believe one is over on the Short Beach side, and obviously lower end of Willow Road is always an issue.
Yeah.